Hello, hello, hello. We are here on air with the Noels. Thank you for tuning into another episode. This is actually probably our last episode of 2022. Perhaps. Possibly, because y'all like to wing things, right? So we are so hyped that y'all are here. My name is Makisha.
Jeff Noel.
My name is David Noel, aka King David.
And welcome to our last episode of the year, y'all. Of the year, y'all. So on this episode, we're going to be talking about a few things, right? We're going to be chopping it up about 2022. We're also going to get into some 2023 goals. Technically, I don't have my vision board written out. My brothers do not do vision boards, so they're probably not going to. Oh, you do a vision board?
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Check out my vision board. Hey.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You created this?
Shantae made it. Shout out to Shantae and Austin.
KO. How do we zoom it? Let me see.
Wow. In post, he go.
Yeah, I could show it in post. But yeah, it's my vision board carryover from last episode where we were talking about our Mount Rushmores.
Kwang kwang.
I'm going to show you my Mount Rushmore. But yeah.
Also, if you can zoom in, I want y'all to see how he still has a home button.
Chill.
In 2022, the year of our Lord, Debbie still has a home button. Are you?
I need the camera to see it.
Someone have to.
That's crazy.
But here's the thing, though. I have an iPhone 12 on my Christmas wish list this year, so.
Are you crickets?
You bad.
Yo, girl gonna have to get that for you. You bad.
Big bad.
Yeah, you bad.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, that's really cool. Because in one of our last episodes, we were talking about our Mount Rushmores. Some of which there's some people. There's some people here who have met someone on their Mount Rushmore.
Who's that? Who that?
That's crazy. Make sure y'all tune in to also on the Move with Maki.
Oh, plug yourself.
Not the cross advertising.
Where I talk about me meeting Issa Rae.
Woo!
I'm saying meeting Issa Rae for the first time because that won't be the last time.
Come on.
Period.
Come on.
Period.
So that was the inspiration for the Mount Rushmore that David has. I actually feel like now I'm creating my own Mount Rushmore on Canva. This is not an ad, but I would love for Canva to sponsor us one day because we use your products. So let's get into
Canva. But also, side note, if you would like someone to make a vision board for you on your mobile phone, hit me up. I can take care of it for you. Just send me.
You gonna do it? Shantae's gonna do it.
I'll take care of it for you. I'll get it done. Just send me the list of names, and then we have a 24-hour turnaround time. I got you.
That's not bad.
Period. Exclamation. Semicolon.
May I be your first client?
Sure.
Okay. Are you charging?
Price sheet will be out soon, boy.
It's gonna be free for y'all, and then it's gonna be free for the first 5 people who send in their list of names.
Let me guess. This is added to the list of services
of Noel & Co.
Yeah.
It's a seasonal offering.
Well,
no, I like that.
Period.
All right, let's get into 2022.
Let's talk about it.
I mean, you dropped a big bomb. You met Issa Rae. That's incredible.
Yeah.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
How was it? She looks like she smells good.
You asked me. You know, somebody texted me saying, "Hey, Maki, I don't know if this is appropriate, but how did Issa Rae smell?" And I was like, not inappropriate. I couldn't smell her because I was kind of coming off of a cold. It wasn't COVID. It was not COVID-19. I had a cold. That's all it was.
COVID-19.
But she, oh my gosh, so beautiful. Wow. Yeah. So she was actually wearing a yellow piece. It was like a dress with like fluffy things at the bottom. And then it was like a pants under. It was just so beautiful. But let me like talk about how it even started. Mm-hmm. So it started because of manifestation.
Come on.
Hello.
And so this year, I guess this is a part of my piece of the conversation when it comes to my 2022. Out of the main things that's happened, y'all can check out the other parts in my episode on the Muvamaki. But I became a 2022 Ad Color Future. Ad Color is an organization that's dedicated to diverse professionals in the marketing and advertising industry. So Ad Color Futures are about focusing on the emerging professionals in the marketing and advertising industry. So I applied for Ad Color Futures, y'all know, three times. But God knew why in 2020 I didn't get it. God knew why in 2021 I didn't get it. Because when 2022 pulled up, and when I learned that Issa Rae was the Ad Color Beacon recipient this year, I said, So before I even received the offer, I think it was already known that she was it. And then when I actually became an Ad Color Future, I remember in our orientation, I was like, hey, so we're the futures this year. Are we going to get to meet Issa Rae? Big bold things.
You got to be bold
on our orientation
call. Closed mouths don't get fed.
Exactly. And so I was like, are we going to meet her or not? Like, what's good? Like, I can ask these questions because y'all selected me.
Girl.
Y'all selected me to be at this table, so I can ask questions like that. And so they let us know, oh, we're not sure, but we can find out, but I wouldn't bank on it. And I was like, okay, it is. And so when I actually got there, fast forward to November 17th, the founder of Ad Color actually came up to me and she was like, hey. No, actually I came up to her because like my colleagues wanted to take a picture where I was like, okay, let me grab her. She was like, actually, let me talk to you, like Mr. Wilby.
Let me talk to you.
Mr. Wilby, who's my brother's father-in-law, like he was like, let me talk to you. And so that's what she did. And so she was like, do you like Issa Rae? And I was like,
do I?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Time out.
Said, chong chong.
If you had a vision board on your phone, you could have been like, do I like Issa Rae? I sure do.
Yo.
Plugging the services.
I was like, yes? What is happening right now? When I tell her that moment felt so surreal. And she was like, okay, good. I would love if you can, how did she say it? I don't remember. I think I'm blacked out in the moment. I was so excited. She's like, I'd love for you to present her with the Beacon Award on stage at the awards. And I was like,
I'd have lost my marbles.
You'd have been looking around. There's marbles on the floor. Like,
did you been rolling under the couch? The marbles would have rolling everywhere.
Like, excuse me, sir. Did you lose these marbles?
I said, excuse me?
Pardon?
Yo. And so obviously it was an immediate yes. And so she had me sit down with the, I guess she plays multiple roles.
Wait, what
but
type of yes it was?
Immediate.
Immediate.
Like right now.
And so I sat down with the person. I guess she writes like the teleprompter stuff, or maybe that's one of the things that she does. But I sat down with her and I spoke to her of how Issa just really impacted my journey. And so she's the one that actually wrote the script. But it definitely came from my heart, even though I was kind of reading off a teleprompter, but you couldn't tell. And I thought what was so crazy is that the day that the founder asked me was the day of Dadi's birthday, the day of our father's birthday. And so he was definitely pulling strings in heaven to make that happen. And it was also manifestation. But it was incredible. Like the chief content officer of Adweek introduced it, and so Issa was about to get up and come on the stage to get her award, but she was like, but before we do that, Issa, there's the Ad Color Future who wants to say a few words. And so I think Issa was actually surprised, and so I walked out and like, let me make a long story short. I walked out and like, of course I knew people in the crowd, like we were like, yeah, oh my god. And so like literally that night, okay, well let me finish that part.
Not
sorry.
people saying
like,
it's hilarious how black people tell stories. Like there's always
some type of ad libs.
Boom boom bap.
And so boom, I got on the stage. And I was like, yo, every time I get on a mic it's always jokes. Okay. So the first thing I said was, wow, the pressure is getting worse. Once I the crowd lit up, like it was
footage. I don't think I ever seen like the full tape, like professional footage.
There is, but I don't, because I don't know if they recorded the award ceremony to be pushed out to people.
Got it.
So we have access to like day 1 and day 2 of the conference, but actual award ceremony, I don't know. I need to find out.
Okay.
So yeah, anyway, I just like, I shared a few words. It was funny too. And yeah, and so beforehand I actually asked them, can I hug Issa? And they're like, you could just ask her. And I was like, what, really? And so like, when Issa came on the stage, like the chief content officer handed me the award, and I was like, oh my God. I'm like literally giving her the award. I give her the award and I kind of go like this. I ask for a hug. And she gave me the most genuine hug. I think I could still feel her arm on my neck. She gave me the most genuine hug. And then she was like, thank y'all so much. And I stepped back. She's like, thank y'all so much. And she was like, yes, Makisha, you really can be anything. And I can't wait to listen to your podcast.
Yes.
And I was like...
That's validation right there.
Like literally, Nadia was laughing at me because when she said that, I was like, "What?" And I bent over on the stage like that. I literally almost fell. But anyway, it was just so amazing. Like you literally would have thought I won that award. Like the way everybody was coming up to me, like, "Girl, that speech was amazing." And I was like, "Wow!" I was just saying a few words, but I was also looking. It was giving baddie.
That's big validation right there.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to get the podcast to her, so it was like, y'all can answer my emails. No,
people who I'm sure knows her.
Yeah, of course. I just need those people to respond.
Come on.
That's all.
Respond.
Yeah.
Respond.
But that was great. That was great.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Lit. That's very inspiring. Like just seeing you out there living out your dreams. Like we were in our own homes. Like, wow, she doing it. She's out here. She getting it done. She getting it done.
And I was so excited to tell y'all. I was like, y'all, I need
You're
to.
You're literally live tweeting it on our group chat, and we were like, Maki, just put your phone down and enjoy the moment. And I feel like you're overthinking it. You're like, what should I say when I see her? How should I hug her? Should I hug her with one arm?
Debbie. I was like, Debbie, what should I say to Issa? Like, I need something like new and fresh. I was like, I need something. Like, what should I tell her? Damn.
What did I say?
I think you're just saying be natural.
That's it.
But like, I guess like from that,
because there's probably so many people who step up to her and are just fake and inauthentic. Wow,
they come with a script.
That's a big word. Inauthentic. That she kind of is able to sniff out the BS. So but you coming up as your natural self, like that's probably going to stand out more. Yeah,
I mean, I feel like there's probably also a lot of people who will come up to her who are in awe and they don't know what to say. It's like, well, I'm so inspired by you. Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to just say that. Like, let's talk about some moves.
Yeah.
Like,
and I told you to like step up to her as if she's your peer.
Well, she's not my peer, but I appreciate that.
One day.
She's definitely a lot more. She's a lot more advanced.
But walk around like that, it is though.
Yeah. I still need to post a picture of her and Itia. That's what I'm trying to do after this episode.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry.
That hungry? I have I have this from the plane.
I know you took American with this dry bang. All right, so that's a really good highlight, Maki, from 2022.
Yeah.
Something else big happened in 2022.
What happened in 2022?
Something huge happened in 2022.
What was the size of it?
It was gigantic. It was ginormous. It was incredible. It was overseas.
It was
cataclysmic.
It was cataclysmic.
Exactly what to say.
What transpired?
Well, in 2022, this past fall, wow,
that was a big. Hey.
Wow.
Sponsored by a shark.
Wow.
Shark Tales.
That was loud. Oh my God. I heard it in my ear too.
Because you chewed it right in the microphone like it's ASMR or something.
That was surround sound.
We're about to change the direction of this podcast.
That's crazy.
But this year, wow, what a year. What a roller coaster. This year I got married.
Yes.
I got married in Barcelona. It was an overseas trip.
Barcelona.
It was lit. 70 people. Jeff was our officiant. So me and Sakina. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stories to tell. Like we might need our own podcast to tell the stories that we told. But one of them that's hilarious was Jeff being up there as our officiant, and I came out, and then we dapped up each other, and then we were both standing there waiting for Sakina to come out of the like from the back to process down the aisle. And Jeff was standing higher than I was, so he saw her sooner than I saw her. And so he said, as soon as he saw her, he started like boo-hoo crying.
As soon as I saw her forehead,
he saw her forehead and he started boo-hoo crying.
Sakina, his wife, was walking upstairs in order to get to the leveled platform.
Yeah.
And so on the leveled platform, I was on a platform on the other side.
Yeah.
So I literally saw her forehead coming from a mile away. And I bursted out crying for I don't understand why I was crying so much.
I wish I noticed
and when
that.
I saw her nose, it was a wrap.
As soon as you saw the nostril, you saw one nostril, you're like, all right,
it was
over.
It was such a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even just say a beautiful moment. I would say a beautiful weekend. I think the experience that we tried to curate for that weekend, the people that we brought together, like just the vibes were immaculate.
Yeah.
We had from the welcome reception, which was pretty lit, to the day of, we had caterers. We stayed at a villa, so everyone stayed at villas.
A villa.
People went to the beach. It was close enough to the beach. Even at the end of the wedding, at the end of the night, the dance floor was lit. The DJ was lit.
What's the DJ's name?
DJ
again?
Intel. Shout out to DJ Intel.
Intel.
If you want your function to be lit, hit up DJ
He
Intel.
tore it up.
Yeah, he tore it up. He tore it
Jeff
up.
was dapping him up the whole night.
Yo, you killed.
When is it? Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. When I about to ask somebody, y'all thought I was finished. I said, yo, like DJ Intel set the place
Yeah, he killed it.
ablaze.
He killed it. And the great thing about like how he did it was he catered to every single audience.
Yeah,
So he played a little bit of soca,
Afrobeats.
He Afro beats. He played the compa. He played
The Miami
top 20.
music.
He played the Miami music.
Yeah,
He played the
pull out the
Man.
stick.
He played
that stick came out.
Pull out the stick.
That stick was discharged.
The stick was discharged. Yeah, I mean, and then like even before that, he asked us who are our favorite artists. So people know that my favorite artist is Drake. So he went on a Drake run and he asked Sakina what's her favorite artist. Her favorite artist is obviously Beyonce. So, and I think Renaissance just came out around that time. So
Yeah. Were they playing Renaissance at the
he was playing Cuff It, Church Girl.
That is
all them.
crazy.
Yeah, so DJ Intel had the function lit.
Yeah. He was
And then for me, the highlight of that night, obviously after getting married, was at the villa we had a pool. And what we decided to do was everyone in their clothes that they were in for the wedding ceremony, we all jumped into the pool.
That's the thing.
And it's not even like it was decided, like it was organic.
Yeah,
like,
well,
people literally just started running and
Full
jumping.
clothes.
Wait, who jumped in first?
I don't remember. We're gonna have to run the footage back.
We gotta
to
run
see.
the footage back.
I don't remember.
What I feel like it was Brad. No, it wasn't Bradley.
But it was an idea that I floated to Sakina
before,
but I didn't think that anyone was gonna do it. But then I think one person did it, then another person did it,
Enough
and then
drinks. It
was the liquor.
Yeah, it was the liquor. I ain't gonna lie.
We jumped in with our wigs on and everything.
You held onto your wig, jumped.
That's on my peg now.
Yeah, but that was a good time. And then after that, we had our honeymoon, which was 6 weeks. So actually, no, before that, we was actually really sick for a week. Remember that?
I do.
So like we were just going hard for the wedding and just like planning and making sure that every detail was perfect. Yeah. And then once the wedding was over, me and Sakina, we crashed. Yeah. Like we were just so tired. I don't know if it was the flu or if it was COVID 2022. COVID 2022 or
y'all look like SpongeBob. Remember when SpongeBob had the sons? Y'all looking like SpongeBob in that bit.
I don't know if it was the Omarion variant, but like that thing took us. But after a week of recovering, then we explored Italy. So we went to a bunch of different places in Italy. We went to Rome, to Venice.
I see the Colosseum?
We did.
Oh wow!
Pretty much every major.
Did I see a picture? I don't think I ever seen it.
No, I didn't. Yeah, not post pictures.
I haven't posted anything yet. I'm
gonna be post it. You can show it to us.
I'll be posting all those on Noel Plus, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. We can talk about that later. That's just.
But you were. I think when y'all were in Italy, you did like a 30-day sprint of content.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so while I was in Italy, I was just like,
Yo, moderator.
That was the alley-oop that she gave me, and I'm like,
yeah. I was it.
But pretty much while I was in Italy, I was like, okay. Well, it was multi-part. Like one of the aspects of it is I don't like to continue to tell the same story all the time. So I was just like, I'm gonna post this on Instagram, and I'm not gonna talk about it no more. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm experiencing out here.
I'm not gonna talk about it
no more.
No more.
But pretty much like I just wanted everyone to kind of be on that journey with us and to see what we were seeing. And so I made a challenge for myself to post something new every single day for 30 days straight. And it was different things such as what we were eating. So we had a lot of pasta, we drank a lot of wine, or the things that we were seeing. So like the Tower of Pisa or the Colosseum, or my favorite places that we went to were seeing the Statue of David by Michelangelo and going to different museums and stuff.
No, that's not Statue of David.
No, you think about
in
I think that's
Brazil.
Rio de Janeiro. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called, but yeah, so 30 days. And I think what I learned from that is just to kind of be fearless when it comes to creating content, and also challenging myself to come up with something new and creative that people would respond to. And so I would wake up every morning and be like, okay, I'm not going to plan what content I'm going to share today. But as soon as the idea came to my mind, I was like, okay, let me just be fearless. This is just like a low stakes content creation kind of thing. And I think after coming out of those 30 days, I felt a lot more confident in my content creation abilities. And from there, I always like to say that Noel & Co. was born in Italy, because during the honeymoon time, I spent a lot of time like strategizing and thinking about Noel & Co.
On your honeymoon?
Dead ass. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Like,
I hear with your new wife and you didn't think about Noel & Co.
Honestly though, like the honeymoon, it was so peaceful because like you're off from work, so you're not expected to be at work 20 however many hours people work, but like it was so peaceful because there was a time difference of, I believe it was 7 hours. So we'd wake up and then you're not getting any messages or any pings or any phone calls from anyone in the United States. So like you have the entire morning to do whatever you want to do. So for me, that was working out, that was reading, that was meditating, that was strategizing. And then during the afternoon, that's when we would explore and go to different places around the country.
And the thing about your Airbnb, didn't they kind of set it up in a way where you can be creative?
Yes.
That they had
yes.
like markers and like.
Yeah, I'll look for the video and like share it here. But pretty much like the Airbnb that we stayed at, we rented it for 30 days. And actually what we did was every weekend of the trip, we went to a different city in Italy. And so that was like our home base, and we stayed there for 4 weeks. And pretty much the Airbnb host made it like a creative space. So there was like a bookshelf with like all these very creative books. There was a lot of mirrors in the Airbnb, and each one of the mirrors had like a message. Like it was like one of them was, the future doesn't come to you, like you create the future or something like that. And then there was like a desk where it said, this is your creative space. Create pretty much.
You're a creator. Create.
You're a creator. Create.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I think it was a very transformative experience to be out there and to kind of come back to listen to my own voice, listen to myself, and figure out what it is that I care about, what it is I'm passionate about. And coming out of that, like I have been going full steam ahead on Noel & Co. because I had that time and that space to really align what I'm passionate about, what I feel like I want to leave as my legacy, and also being able to work with you guys.
Yeah, and you crossed the starting line.
Oh, wow. I did cross the starting line.
That's crazy.
I overcame fear, doubt,
Unhealthy.
What were you fearful
laziness,
of?
procrastination.
That's a good question. What were you fearful of? You could be vulnerable.
not the pity rub. What was I fearful of?
Keep it a stat.
Tap into your
I
emotions.
think it's a fear of the unknown. Like I think when it comes to any kind of creative person, like you create something and then you are concerned about how it's gonna land on people. Like how are they gonna respond to it? And then if they don't like what you create, then you kind of take it personal and you be like, oh, they don't like you because they don't like what you created. And so for me, that 30 days of posting content every single day, that was me saying, I'm just going to create whatever comes to mind, and I don't care if you guys like it, but this is just me exercising that creative muscle of challenging myself to come up with an idea that same day, post something, and make sure that it's engaging, making sure that when you see my picture on your Instagram, you click on it for my stories, you're not going to know what to expect, but you're going to see something that's like interesting and engaging. And that's what I was trying to accomplish. And so that's still something that I continue to try to overcome, is like being fearful of how people are going to receive what I put out. But it's also a misguided fear, because almost every single person that I talk to, like, they've responded well to what I posted. They've been educated, they've been inspired, they've been entertained by what I put out. And so for me, like, it's irrational to have like this negative self-talk when every single person around me is giving me positive talk. So that's something that like I try to overcome, and it's something that I work on every single day, but definitely want to dive deeper into that in a future podcast.
Yeah. And that just shows the power of positivity. No, but seriously, I really love how you are putting yourself out there, because I would argue by and large, David is a relatively private person. Like he hasn't been someone like who would post a lot. Like you would never see like a whole bunch of posts from David every day. And I think it is refreshing that you're posting, you're showing content, you're showing what's on your mind, because I think the internet is inundated with a lot of trash, with a lot of people who may not have put in the time and effort in private in order to display something good in public. And I think you definitely did that. And so I think it's definitely refreshing to see you out there, see you in front of a microphone. In 2023, we will see you on stage, you know. And so I
speaking into existence.
Come on. And so I definitely kudos to you. Because I'm sure by you taking that step of faith, by you stepping into your greatness, you're going to inspire millions to be great as well.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. I remember when
the name of Jesus.
Come on.
Hello.
I also think it's manifestation, because I remember when you were at Booth. When you were at Booth, you wrote an article, and like I think the article was about your experience in Austin.
Yeah.
And one of the questions was, if you weren't in VC, what would you be doing? Like, what do you want to do? And you said you want to be an influencer.
Oh,
for real?
Right.
Yes.
Wow.
I really love the article.
Yeah.
Yes. David said he wanted to be an influencer content creator. Wow. And I was like, all right, it's finally happening. It's coming out.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing with me, is I don't say anything if I don't mean it. Like if I say something, if I have an idea, maybe it's not something that will come to fruition in the next week or month or year, but an idea that comes to my mind, it's going to stay there. And until I get to the point where I have the resources to execute the idea, I'm going to continue to have that. So if I've said it, I meant it.
Yeah. And that's on period.
And that's on who?
That's on.
and that's on
period.
What? Yeah. That's on when? Period.
Okay.
All right.
Well, 2022.
2022.
I know that Jeff has some things that's been in the works. You're a published author. You've created children's books.
That is true.
Wait, did he launch? Yes, I believe this year.
No, I launched in 2021, but
I've seen you out in these streets educating these kids.
Yeah, I mean,
inspiring them.
Oh, absolutely. But that's definitely very meaningful to me. I think one of the biggest highlights of 2022 has been Barbershop Speaks going on the road.
Yes.
Because when I started Barbershop Speaks in 2016, as I was thinking of the idea, I created a sheet, a document of all the things I wanted to accomplish within the next year, next 2 years, next 3 years. And I actually wrote this in my book, Go, How to Cross the Starting Line. And I showed...
I am always trying to plug in something in this episode. That's crazy.
Plug it.
I showed part of that document. I'm sharing all of the cities that I wanted to visit. So I thought right when I started Barbershop Speaks, like it would just catch fire immediately. And people will be calling me from different cities. So I put in the document that we're going to have events in Boston, New York, Atlanta, Houston, all of these places within the first year. And lo and behold, after the first year, the furthest I went was Broward County.
No way.
So,
no, Orlando. Oh, wait, of the first year.
Yeah,
right.
the first year. And same thing for the second year, same thing for the third year. And we never really traveled, in part because, you know, it costs money to do that. And, you know, we need sponsors in order to travel, okay, and bring the good work that we're doing to different cities. But this year, we actually had the opportunity, because we had really good sponsorships, to take Barbershop Speaks on the road.
Hey.
So this year, Barbershop Speaks went to Orlando, we went to Ocala, we went to Atlanta, we went to Philadelphia, we went to New York. And so it was so incredible to have conversations that matter inside barbershops around the country. And so that was definitely one of my highlights. That's something that I really wanted to see. And I think in those different cities, I'm building relationships. And honestly, my goal is to find people who's willing to essentially steward events, to do events in the different cities. Because it's one thing to have Barbershop Speaks and it only function if I'm present, is another thing to find other leaders who's willing to take the reins and take responsibility and basically bring the conversations that their community need to have and bring it to them. And so that was a really just powerful series of events. It was stressful.
Yeah.
It was very, very stressful because, you know, funding took a while to hit, and I already had the entire schedule laid out before I had all the money to do it.
Nasty.
I was telling everyone,
planning ahead.
I was telling everyone, we're going here, here, and here, but I only had money for one here. But I was making calls. I was doing what I had to do in the background,
Grinding.
and you know, we made it happen.
Yeah, Joe was
and
working.
Yeah.
I think that was definitely a springboard for me to do more of that in 2023. Maybe even go international.
That was the goal this year. Wait, did you want to say where it was? Because I don't want to spoil it.
Don't spoil it.
Okay. But which one was your favorite spot? Your favorite stop?
Ooh, that's tough. I don't want to say my favorite, but Philadelphia and New York, Brooklyn, New York.
Was it lit?
Brooklyn.
We set it off. We set it off.
Brooklyn.
Those were great events. Those cities really embraced Barbershop Speaks.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
really embraced it. You can see the pictures. You can see the videos. They loved it. I loved it. And I know they want me to come back.
Yeah.
I wish I went to the Philly stop.
I'm glad that you brought up cities, because isn't there an interesting fact about Ocala?
Oh.
Isn't like the
Well, Ocala apparently is what's the term? Ocala is
equestrian?
yeah, but Ocala is the horse capital of the world.
Who knew that?
Nobody.
That's so random. Like, you would think.
Wait, literally of the world? Not of the States?
Of the entire globe.
Le
the third
monde.
planet from the sun.
That's crazy.
Ocala is the horse capital
So
of
what
the
is it
world.
like? Horses are just like, you driving
it's
and you
an
pull up and there's a
equestrian
horse
center.
next to you, or there's wild horses everywhere. Like,
No. It's very beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Like, it's just a massive. So I know this because I spoke at Crypto Week, Ocala Crypto Week this year.
That's crazy. That's another story.
what's the nearest?
crazy.
We're going to have to, that's a book.
What's the
Yeah,
nearest
actually.
major city to Ocala?
Orlando.
Orlando. How far away is it?
Approximately, let's say an hour.
Hour.
Give
Okay.
or take.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was very beautiful. So apparently, they also breed those horses there as well, and it's crazy because it wasn't a lot of this. It was a lot of this. It was a lot of this there. But I remember one of the guys we were talking.
Colonizers.
Yeah, we were talking, and he said that he spoke with one of the people that I guess ran like the food place, and he was like, "Yeah, so what do you do like in addition to like this business here?" He was like, "Yeah, I like to play in dirt." And so, like, we learned from that conversation that playing in dirt means he likes to do real estate. Yeah, so I'm start using that. There's a lingo.
Yeah, there's a lingo.
Playing in dirt.
But it's crazy because, like I said, like they breed the horses there, so they literally sell the is it the sperm of the horses? I know it sounds kind of crazy, but sells the sperm or maybe the eggs of the horses for millions of dollars. The way that people are making money nowadays, it
That's
doesn't make
insane.
sense.
You might have to get into the horse business.
It was
Yeah.
breaking news. breaking news. Like that was so the fact that even though that was the first year of Ocala Crypto Week, but I thought it was just really powerful, the overlap of the kinds of people that were there. So I definitely think it's worth like going back.
Yeah.
I think it would be dope to actually go to a show there, because there was a show happening at the same time as Crypto Week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the World Equestrian Center.
Yes.
It was amazing. EWC. WEC. WEC.
When I hear horses, it reminds me of Colombia and your horse story.
Yeah. Did we tell the story on the podcast?
We have.
So did.
Okay.
We sure did.
Yeah.
Donde está?
But I do think there is something that like we've all experienced together this year. And I was launching this podcast. So do we want to talk about Noel and Co. and like why we started this podcast, even though we talked about it on an episode before. But I will say that's a collective effort of ours.
Yeah, I mean, I can kick it off. I think Maki was the pioneer in starting On the Move with Maki, and she was the one who found this studio. And I think I was personally inspired by like her consistency and her ability to kind of create this space where she's bringing in influential movers and shakers and interviewing them and like hearing their stories and just inspiring the world. And in combination with that, like I feel like me, Maki, and Jeff, we have so many different experiences. And even just talking to you guys, it's not just like these are things I haven't heard before. So like it's me educating myself on what you guys are working on and what you guys are doing. And I would say that you guys are probably the most inspiring to me because of what you guys have done, have accomplished, and continue to do.
I think that's beautiful, but I didn't see my face on your Mount Rushmore.
BAP.
You talking about we inspire you? My face was not on there.
BAP.
That's crazy.
Well,
Isn't it?
once you decide to be Issa Rae's peer, then I'll put you on there right next to her.
Well, in fairness to Debbie, he was actually saying in the car that all of us belong on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
All right, so let's ask Shantae if she could edit that.
I got you.
I'm always looking to defend someone talking about
$5 a pop.
I know Shantae
But yeah, so
has to
I mean, this podcast, I think it is not just like I like to learn. I like to hear people's stories and listen, and I think it's just you guys being a fly on the wall and just like seeing and learning from what we're doing, what we're accomplishing. Because a lot of times people are afraid to toot their own horn, and so this is an opportunity for us to kind of highlight and showcase what each one of us are working on, and hopefully someone out there is able to be inspired by what we do, or maybe there's a connection that comes out of it, or maybe there's someone who might need some encouragement to kind of cross the starting line and get their own idea started. So this is an opportunity for us just to come together and just educate each other and inspire the world on what we're working on and what our plans, our passions, our ambitions are.
Yeah. And there's actually a horn I do want to toot. I would like to shout out Claudine Gay, because Harvard is hiring its first black president.
Cool.
The university's next president is Claudine Gay, the daughter of Haitian immigrants.
That's
The
crazy.
next president of Harvard University
Yo, Haitians are winning.
is a Haitian woman.
Haitians are winning right now.
So I'd like to shout out Claudine Gay. She's definitely living in her greatness. She is an inspiration to many.
You gonna say IET Compe?
IT Compe.
IET
I'm trying to connect what you just said to what Debbie said.
He's mentioned toot your own horn. He was speaking to the audience. He was saying,
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
I want to toot her horn. I think that's amazing.
yeah. I also think like, we should shout out the people who gave feedback on the podcast when it first launched.
Sure.
As a matter of fact, on the website, you have a bunch of good testimonials. So let's look at it. Go to the website.
So you did read my feedback
What was your feedback?
about testimonials.
Yeah.
He just didn't respond.
All right, let's talk about it. we could talk about it on air, Maki, because
We on air with this.
we got
Noels.
airing out the laundry with the Noels.
No, seriously. And this is the reason why I love podcasts so much in like media consumption. Oh, that's good. This is the reason why I love that, because like, as I was saying on the Move with Maki in another episode that make sure y'all tap into, is that sometimes we're afraid to publicly show like what we're doing, like showing the nitty gritty and the behind the scenes. So I do think it's like, I really do think that that's something that we should dive into, and just how we're forming this, like maybe the frustrations or our biggest challenges when it comes to putting together this podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I would say for the website, what I try to do and how I approach building Noel & Co. is for a long time and for the longest time, I've always built in private. And as Jeff said, I'm a pretty private person. And so I'd work on things in secret and then not show it to someone until I felt like it was perfect to show. And then it wasn't until Italy and until recently where I like started to read up on the lean startup, where the concept there is that you try to go through a build, measure, learn feedback loop as quickly as possible. So you build something, you put it out into the world, you measure the data that you're getting from it, and then you learn from that and you iterate until it gets to the point that it potentially can get to. And so with the website, I sent a request for Maki and Jeff to provide some feedback on it, and Maki gave feedback, but I didn't explicitly respond to it. But the feedback that she provided, I incorporated it into the website.
Yeah.
And so
That's why you added testimonials?
that's why I added
So let's shout
testimonials.
people out. Let me see. All right. So let me
Sakina
see.
WN.
This is from. All right. This is from Stephanie R.
Hey, Stephanie.
Stephanie said 3 different souls, personalities, and talents with one common goal: success.
Success.
Period. With each other, they're sure to build a legacy worth writing about one day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Stephanie's one of those, like, she encourage you. And the funny thing is, every single time I hit her up, she calls me president. And then I always respond with, you got the wrong Noel. I'm not the one that's going to be president.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What you want to read? But you got to read it with passion. Oh,
I got this one. Nikita, Nikita, who's a really
I
good
love
friend from
Nikita.
UCF, who's like really great graphic designer. If you ever need any graphic design,
Art direction.
art direction,
She is really good.
dope person, cool vibes,
And she can
Go to
sing.
her.
She can sing, right?
Yeah, I think she can sing.
Can you sing, Nikita?
I
Let
think
us know.
Nikita can sing.
Let us know. Let us know. But Nikita's testimonial here: passionate, resilient, detail-oriented, creative, collaborative, innovative, and integrous. All words that align with Noel and Co. and the brilliant people behind it.
That's crazy.
Powerful.
All right, let's see who we got. Who am I gonna shout out today?
Maybe Christine.
Yeah.
Christine's was pretty good.
Christine. Wow, they were big teams.
Big team.
All right. Shout out to Christine. So this is her review. You don't want to miss out on anything that has the Noel name on it. This is the most genuine, supportive boss in caps locks boss family in existence. With the Noels, you have more power than the White House has.
Hello.
As it relates to creativity, influence, and thought leadership. All right, because he went in on this.
Yeah, she went in.
testimonial, guys. Damn.
She basically said we're the leaders of the content world.
Pretty much.
That's good.
We the leaders of the new school. That's what
Wow,
she said.
Yeah.
wow. Let me.
I think we
try
got a
to
lot
read
more
one
work to do before we call ourselves that. But
Bradley
we have
B.
passion.
We got Bradley B in the building.
All right, Bradley.
My best man.
The yes
We
sir.
appreciate you.
The Noels are a unique sibling trio.
That's
I'm
crazy.
intrigued to watch. I said that's crazy. Anderson, he wasn't able to make it, by the way. He's a. Sorry, let me start it
I forgot
over.
about that little terrorist. Oh my God.
I say, cut that out. All right. Bradley B said the Noels are a unique sibling trio. I'm intrigued to watch them grow as time passes. At every turn of the dial, I witnessed them being true to themselves while pursuing their respective passions. And luckily for the rest of us, there's inspiration to be found in that. Shout out to Bradley.
That's crazy.
was
Dang,
really
these
good.
reviews are
I would say,
serious.
like, I think getting these reviews and seeing them is further validation on the impact that we're having on people. And one thing that I do is whenever I have those doubts, whenever I have those fears, those anxieties, I look back to the positive feedback that we have been receiving from people. And I try to align my own personal self-talk with the positive talk that are coming from others. And so there hasn't been a negative word said. And that's what continues to drive me, is the impact that we're having on the people that are closer to us and the world in general.
So what happens if you do receive a negative thought? What do you do?
Haha. What do I do?
I mean,
I brush it off. I brush it off.
when negative feedback comes, like,
Oh my God.
some people could be giving negative feedback because they're a hater, or they could give negative feedback because you actually have things to fix.
But that wouldn't be negative feedback. That would be constructive feedback.
That's fair. I think that is fair. And
The negative feedback, I put that in the bucket of bad intentions. Versus if someone has a constructive feedback saying you can improve on that, they're saying it from a good place. Yeah, and I think that's the difference.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I highly anyway.
And I mean, that's how I would answer that question. Is I would take that feedback with a grain of salt and like first think about what is your intention and how in the feedback that you're giving me. Like, are you saying it in a even though it's negative? What if saying it in a positive?
What if the intention is bad but the feedback is good? I'm curious.
We got 5 minutes left in the studio. That's what we want to know.
We're gonna have to cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, but I mean, I definitely think people have a lot of positive things to say, which is great. And you know, there's also a contact us button if you want to share feedback or you want to slide in our DMs. Yeah. But truly, we're creating a place that where creators can thrive and creators can see themselves. So if there's extra content that y'all want to hear about, y'all can hit us up. If there are any questions you have about how do you launch your creative journey, or how do you pivot, how do you build, you know, how do you scale? Like, we are the people that you can ask those questions to. So
yeah.
So what is our goal?
For 2023.
Educate.
Oh, educate, inspire, entertain.
All right, let's run it back. So what is our?
Yeah, you love to say things in threes. You have purpose, you have worth, you have value, and we're gonna educate, we're gonna inspire, we're gonna entertain.
That's crazy.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do you want to close it out by just giving a quick preview of 2023?
I thought you said with a quick prayer.
Close
wow,
it out by your head.
Preview. I'm gonna need you to give a quick.
Yeah, I can. I mean, let's do it.
He knew he wanted to answer the question. Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah. So 2023, for me is Noel and Co. And there's a lot of things that are in the works. We have our own personal group chat where whenever I come up with an idea, I just drop it in the chat and
blow up our phones.
And some people might see that as like someone who's unfocused or someone who just has all these ideas but doesn't know how to execute. But
okay, who's in that?
No, not for me personally, but like I think in general, you might see someone who has all these ideas, but they're just all talk, all fluff. For me, when I tell you an idea, I've already thought about it for a really long time. And so I'm now bringing you into my thought process. And it's just about going back to that build, measure, learn feedback loop of here's the idea that I've been thinking about for a long time. How's it landing with you? And I tweak it based off of your feedback. And so in this coming year, there's a lot of content that's going to come out. Noel Plus is a monthly streaming subscription service where we're going to provide premium content to you guys, whether it's story time, whether it's a book club. I like to read, so I'm going to have like book discussions. A lot of the content that we talked about in the past about like our wedding, our engagement party, we're going to have full length content on that. We're going to have a community. So people who want to come together and build a power circle, you have an idea and you want,
that's crazy.
You need help finding a designer, someone who can build your website, someone who can help with your brand strategy, building that community so that people can work together to help each other accomplish their dreams. So there's a lot that is in the works for 2023. But at the end of the day, the goal of Noel and Co. is to educate, inspire, and entertain the world. So keep an eye out for us in 2023.
I love it. And we'll off the air with Noel's. With the Noel's
that is included. Off the air, you'll get to see, like in these podcasts, you probably only see us sitting down, but off the air would be us engaging in our different hobbies, whether it's tennis or taboo or other things that we enjoy doing outside of the studio. So stay tuned for that.
Yes, and with 2 minutes left in the studio, we are so hyped that you've been tuned into On Air with the Noels. Continue to follow, continue to hit us up, share on your Insta stories, Twitter, Snapchat, if you use Snapchat, all the things. Thank you for tuning in for On Air with the Noels. My name is Makisha.
My name is Jeff.
And David.
Noel.
Jefferson Thomas.
All right, y'all. Follow us, The Noel Co. on Instagram. Y'all have a good night. Tap in, tap in. I'ma see you next time.